This is the 90-90 hip lift with a left hip shift from Postural Restoration Institute. The purpose of this is to pull that left hip from a forward orientation to more of a neutral orientation. So to set up for this, we need to get in a 90-90 position where we have a 90-degree bend at both our knee and our hip, and the feet are flat on the wall. And we have a ball in between our knees that allows us to keep our knees in line with our toes and our knees in line with our hips. So it shouldn't be wider than that, it shouldn't be that much smaller than that. And what we're gonna do to set up is make sure that we can feel our heels flat on this wall, but we're not gonna peel our toes off, we're gonna keep them flat. And so keeping our hands on our low rib cage, Trevor will have you exhale through your mouth nice and soft as you pull down on that wall with your heels. And again, keeping the whole foot flat, he should feel both hamstrings engage. And he should feel like his tailbone is about an inch or two off of the ground. But if his spine was like Velcro, it's just being peeled one vertebrae at a time off of the ground, but again, he's not going that high. So with both hamstrings engaged, he's now going to do a hip shift, and this is harder than it looks, so make sure you go nice and slow. I'm gonna have Trevor shift his right knee up and his left knee down, which is going to move his hips, and that's okay. And then I'm gonna have him press gently into the ball with just his left side, not his right side. So at this point, he should feel his left inner hamstring and his left groin, inner groin muscle engage. The right side should have maybe a little bit of hamstring, but not a lot of muscular tension is happening on this right side. Once he has that, he's gonna exhale through his mouth, getting all that air out, really all of that soft 5 to 10 second exhale until he feels his side abs, not his six pack, but a little bit of side abs, and then hold that tension nice and soft as he inhales through his nose. He should feel his rib cage expand. He's gonna do 5 breaths of that, maintaining this position right here. The truth is, most people are gonna have a really hard time feeling their hamstrings with just that wall reference. So we recommend for most people starting off with something supporting their shin, not their entire leg, but just this portion of the shin so that they can stay at a 90-90 angle. You want to set it up so that the whole foot can still be flat on something, so we're not off the wall digging the back of our heel into something. The whole foot's flat, and then you should be able to feel a lot more hamstring. But again, this isn't a 10 out of 10 hamstring contraction. It should be a 4 to 5 out of 10, maybe 6. And then he's going to come up, pulling down with his heels, and then doing that little shift, and it should be easier for him to maintain that. The most common mistake people are going to do on this is that when they're in that position and they try to do a hip shift, they're gonna crank their hips to one side or the other. So you're going to have some hip movement. It's inevitable, but we don't want to orient our hips so far in one direction to where our hips are outside of the level of our trunk or outside in line with our trunk. So you're gonna have a little bit, and that's okay, but make sure that it's really just this vertical motion with your thighs.